And the thing is that, we are old too soon and wise too late. There are so many great businesses that I sold, which I have a very deep regrets about. I had ownership of something like 1% of Ferrari in our funds. You know, what could be better than that? And this idiot sold it. And the idiot's friend is smarter than him, and he's kept it, which is wonderful.
But only half as smart, because I sold half of it just as we went into lockdown. Mohnish doesn't let me forget that, by the way.
At least not the whole bunch of flowers were thrown away like me. At least you kept some of them. But the thing is that with some luck, I may have another 32 years or so on planet Earth. So there is still time to apply the lessons that took a few decades to learn. But I think one of the big lessons is that when you find yourself in the great position of fractional ownership of a great business, you don't really try to do things like cute things like figure out intrinsic value, etc. When in 1972, Buffett and Munger, they always say that they have a perspective on what the intrinsic value of Berkshire Hathaway is. And they said if both of them wrote down their numbers, they wouldn't be the same, but they would be in the ballpark. And I actually disagree with both of them. So, in the mid 70s, Berkshire stock was $40 a share, which is now over $400,000. It's a 10,000x. What was the intrinsic value of Berkshire in the early 70s? The answer is that it was a really large number. We don't know what that number was, but we know it was a very large number. Now you could calculate book value and you could give it some multiple on book value, but what you're not taking into account is what if this great compounder of capital is sitting at the helm of this company for 50 years after that? What happens then? I think in a lot of great businesses, we can get to liquidation value. We can get to floor values relatively easily. We really cannot get to intrinsic value, because if they keep going and you go 10, 20, 30 years, what does that look like? I have no idea what that looks like, but what you need to do is just stay on for the ride.
I don't know if you know that, because Junjun Vala was a significant shareholder of Crisil. This is it was the first stock. I've only owned, I think, 3 stocks in India. I was looking for credit rating agencies around the world, found Crisil, bought shares in it, went to visit, made significant return on my investment, but then convinced myself that I not only had to trim the flowers, I pulled them out and threw them on the dustbin. And that would have had a very significant impact on my net worth and the net worth of my investors if I'd stuck with it. It's probably up 50 or 100 times since I sold it.